A Florida State team that went 17-15, 8-12 in the ACC. Leonard Hamilton, a legendary career, gives way to the fresh-faced Luke Loucks. Alcorn State has the ball in purple, moving left to right on your ski. Early on the attack, it's Davian Williams. He pulls back, fires the three, in and out, no good. Rebound. It is Robert McCray V. Starting lineup for Florida State is an alley-oop to Alex. Steen gets us started. He's in the lineup. McCray to Steen, McGee, Jones, and Wiggins. A lot of experience on the court for Florida State.
A lot of veteran transfers, and what you would expect from Steen, running the floor, sucking it down, getting it over the top for McCray. Great pass by the veterans working together.
Arya Masudi, Jacob Ridenhour, our entire crew here on opening night college basketball. Welcome back. Pump fake into the corner. Three ball launched. Corner three. Yes, sir. That is Davian Williams.
27% last year. He's got the capability to shoot it, but we're going to see a lot of three shot tonight. With Luke Loucks wanting to get 33 up with his team a night on average, we're going to see some threes flying.
McCray to Wiggins, mid-range, attacks, floats it high off the glass and off to the left. Rebound collected by the Braves. Williams, Jones, Roberts, Woodard, and McDaniels.
I'm not shocked to see some jitters sort of for Florida State. It's a new situation. Everybody's in a new gym. But Steen, the veteran right there, making a play, wrapping it up.
Seminole team that wants to run. Green light. Wiggins, back iron, no good. Offensive rebound, McGee, and he threw it into the backcourt. It's going to be a turnover either way. McCray lets it go out. Early action, 3-2. Alcorn State out of the SWAC. They've made 6 NCAA tournaments, the last coming in 2002. They've been SWAC regular season champions in 2022 and 2023.
Kobe McGee, the sniper, was trying to be a team player and get that ball up to McCray in the backcourt, but he kind of overshot his man and threw it back there and got the turnover.
A near 5-second count. But the Braves able to get it in. Williams from Vicksburg, Mississippi. Averaged 6 points a game last season. Retrieves the ball, guarded by Wiggins. Low post to Woodard. 3 on the clock, 2. Woodard's got to get something up. 1, attacks and count it. Off the glass, he drops it in, and Alcorn State an early 3-point lead.
The Braves are not intimidated. Going in strong, not thinking twice about putting that ball on the floor and attacking the rim.
Talking to Coach Morton earlier today, he said he felt like there were opportunities at the rim for his Braves team against this Seminole defense. McGee firing, and we're tied. 3-point shot is good for Kobe McGee, the transfer from Drexel, a lethal sniper.
Loucks is talking about he wants pressure put on the defense, so they've got to make a decision whether to leave one of his shooters or stop the ball.
A foul called here early on. Officiating crew is Ron Groover, Mark Schnurr, and Claire Aubrey. She's there on your screen. Foul on Florida State's Robert McCray, wearing number 6.
Schnurr taking it out of bounds right here. He officiated in Luke Loucks' first game in Jacksonville back in 2008.
Early substitution, Martin Somerville, the transfer from UMass Lowell. He's into the game. America East Rookie of the Year 1 season ago. A sophomore who can light it up. Noles and Braves tied at 5 early in Tallahassee on the debut of Luke Loucks as a college head coach. Turnaround jumper, oh baby, Nick Woodard.
Woodard is not intimidated. He's putting it up as soon as he gets it, and so is Somerville.
Martin Somerville tickles the twine. He rips a 3 from that right wing, and Somerville, who shot over 40% from beyond the arc last season, has Florida State ahead by 1.
Coach was talking about his game and how he's got a lot of confidence. He's a leader verbally and just loves to be out in front. And talking about being out in front, McDaniels.
Tyson McDaniels, the junior transfer who began his career in the JUCO ranks. Played at Alcorn State 1 year ago. Wasn't used much. The Braves are back on top by 1. A lot of buckets. They continue to pour in. Wiggins from the right block, and the Noles back on top.
McCray did a good job bringing the defense to him. Threw the pass right over the top. Could have lobbed that thing up for Wiggins to dunk it, but he got it to him successfully.
Travis Roberts airballs, offensive rebound, but he stepped out of bounds. That was McDaniels. A lot of action early. It will be a frenetic pace, and that is the way Florida State prefers to play it. They played Alabama in an exhibition game to begin the year. Both teams scoring over 100 points, but Luke Loucks wanted to play Nate Oates' squad, who's known for having the top tempo in college basketball year in and year out.
And that was a wise move because he wanted his guy to see where he's trying to get to with his tempo and pace and physical conditioning.
How about McCray? Scoops the ball with the offhand, and the Seminoles extend that lead to 3.
McCray's a phenomenal penetrator and can really make decisions at the rim when he gets inside, whether to kick it out or not. He's unselfish for a guy that can score so well.
Woodard, jab step, fires off to the right, no good. Wiggins cleans the glass. He can rebound the ball. The transfer from Clemson will push. The Noles will allow everybody on the court to push the ball forward. Wiggins, quick trigger 3, off to the right, rebound, cleaned by the Braves.
And speaking of quick trigger, Loucks said yesterday when I was meeting with him after practice, they want to get the ball up in 8 seconds on the clock, and right there, 8 seconds, wasn't even 8 seconds. Alcorn State playing the same frenetic pace, Aria.
Davian Williams, all 3 of those. The Braves are 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. Alcorn State coming to play 12-12. We are in a media timeout zone. Wiggins uses his body, block shot, foul called. McDaniels guilty. And Wiggins will be at the line when we return. Oh boy, foul.
But forced him to be prepared, so that's why he feels so prepared, and he said he's such a mentor for him and a leader. And if anybody questioned Luke Loucks' recruitment, you saw his lovely bride, Stevie Loucks, in that photo. Luke knows what he's doing. He can pick players.
Well, he told us before the game, he said, I probably will be a little emotional. I'm not nervous, but seeing my wife, Stevie, and my kids, my entire family being here, it will be a little bit different than stepping on the court for the first time as a player. He said, I recall we scored only about 50 points against JU in my season opener as a player. I sure hope we have more points than that here tonight. He was joking, but Coach Loucks thankful to be in Tallahassee. He has been everywhere at football games, on sorority row, fraternity row, trying to get the students engaged.
Absolutely. Last night, after they had their team meal, they were out, had the players, had his starters out with him, recruiting the girls at the sororities to come by and support the team tonight. You got to love a guy that wants to engage the students, and that's what it is, a new era and a new time on Florida State's campus where you got a new guy in the mix, young guy. With Steen right there getting caught for that foul and the penetration.
That was Shane Lancaster with the and 1, so we're tied at 14. Wiggins did hit both of his free throws on the other ends.
And that's one of the things Steen's going to have to shift from, because he's the former Division II player last year. A phenomenal kid with a big-time resume. But Steen has got the simple thing you talk about down low is help over, not up. And he helped up. He took a step towards the defender, which caused a collision and gave him the N1 opportunity.
And Lancaster, the junior from Bowie, Maryland, who Jake Morton called a tremendous leader, said he's got all the intangibles, has given the Braves the early lead.
Coach Morton's from Maryland in the D.C. area, and there's tons of hoopers from up there, and he's going to recruit that base.
Well, we saw last night in the SWAC, Bethune gave Auburn everything they could handle and more, taking the Tigers to overtime. The SWAC, who's got some talent at that level. The Seminoles played FAMU in an exhibition game in the SWAC as Tomas Basong can't connect. How about Steen? Count it, and 1. He will have the hoop in the harm. Steen will go to the line for one more. Mr. Hustle.
The penetration here by the young Frenchman. Couldn't quite finish, but Steen stays tall with the ball, and you got to just keep that ball up high. That's a big-time move for a guy at this level, not to bring it down. He didn't corral it and bring it down, let the defense come to him, and he got the foul.
Steen, 2-time Conference Defensive Player of the Year at Florida Southern, the D2 level. Averaged 18 points and 11 rebounds 1 year ago. He had over 70 schools interested in having him, and Mr. Steen chooses Tallahassee, and the Noles are thankful.
He's a lot like the D2 transfers, and here as you see, they're getting this 2-2-1 zone. That's what they're going to do that a lot, especially on free throws.
A 10-second call, I believe, so it'll be a turnover. Florida State's press works. It's a violation. I hear some students booing.
Let's get back to Steen. The D2 transfer thing is really working. You saw recently with Isaac McNeely at Virginia, had a lot of success bringing that perimeter game in place. And last year, Auburn going to the Final Four with the Alabama Huntsville transfer and Chaney Johnson. And I think you can get a little bit that out of Steen as a big boy down low that can make things happen.
Miles baseline fouls. It will be on number 1, Jameel Morris, the junior. And the Noles will take it underneath the baseline. On Steen, how does that help this Florida State team and what they want to do this year?
Well, he's a veteran, right? So he's had success. I don't care. You know, it's when you're recruiting kids, you want winners. Kids that have won championships, kids that have won trophies and collected hardware like Luke Loucks did in 2012, you know. And so that's what he brings to this team, is a championship winning caliber mindset.
Terrific feed and a jam. Tomas Basog and 1.
You know, it's hard right now, and that's a big-time play. Good look with that inbounds pass. But when you talk about Alcorn State's situation, they have no idea what the out-of-bound underplays are. And right there, just a good, clean pass. Basant just going up strong, playing through the contact, and just hanging on the rim, baby. You got to love it. Number 12, Hamilton with the foul right there. He's got to stay tall. You know, kids kind of bend over. He came over with his hands. If he'd have kept his hands straight up, he may not have got the foul.
Basong off to the left on the free throw, something Florida State practices a lot. You and I had some chances to go to practice. Luke Loucks made him run for every miss. Full court gassers. He said, look, misses have consequences. Noles by 4, shot blocked by Steed. Offensive rebound collected by the Braves. Pass picked off. Here comes Miles. Showtime! Cam Miles slams it home. Timeout. Alcorn State.
Jake Morton's seen enough, Aria. He wants to slow this thing down, but he's had some quick fouls, quick runouts, turnovers, just what you need.
Well, it's a 7-0 run for Florida State. They lead by 6. And the Noles defense to offense.
And it all starts on defense with Steen, the transfer, staying tall, blocking that shot, and then just shooting the gap in the open floor and taking it home.
For basketball. And Luke Loucks taking over for Leonard Hamilton, the legend. Coach Ham and Coach Jones, who built the foundation for Florida State here over 23 years, a phenomenal job, have paved the path. Another defensive pressure leading to a turnover by this Noles defense. That is turnover number 4 for Alcorn State.
The pressure, the chaotic pace that Loucks wants to play with his team is what's going to cause turnovers. And this, especially in this game for Alcorn State, they haven't played at this pace yet.
Late whistle and a foul as Lajae Jones will go to the line for 3. Jones, number 10 on your screen, is the transfer from St. Bonaventure out of the Atlantic 10.
And he's a shooter, he's a winner, he's a tough guy. I was talking to assistant head coach and general manager Michael Fly about him on Sunday, and he's like, because Michael Fly was at Jacksonville and he's familiar with the area, and Lajae Jones is from Neptune Beach. And, you know, he's a local kid over there, Fletcher High School. He gets to come back and finish his career 2.5 hours from the house. You know, that's a pretty special time.
It is indeed, and he brings that experience, right? Shooting ability. He has shown in the scrimmages and the exhibitions that he's got great offensive game as he knocks down the second of 3 free throws. He had 15 against Alabama in what would be an unofficial Seminole debut, but he scores from all 3 levels.
Absolutely, and the ultimate level that Loucks loves is 40% from 3 last year. And that's what's key to this team, is getting those threes up and getting it done. But yes, he can put it on the floor. And you know, you mentioned it, the MVP of the National Junior College Tournament, that doesn't happen every day.
Lajae played at Barton. Another 10-second violation. The Noles defense, the pressing and the trapping. Luke Loucks told us, him and Michael Fly, who's been in charge of putting in defensive principles, an assistant coach, they want to create havoc on opposing offenses.
Exactly. He said it. He goes, eventually, it's going to look reckless right now, and it's going to feel reckless to the fans and to the players as they learn to play at this pace. But eventually, reckless will become normal. Especially, that's his goal once he gets to the Duke game and the Carolina game that are coming up early on in the ACC season.
9-0 run for Florida State over the last minute. Backdoor cut. Basog, no, but he's fouled. And the Frenchman headed to the line. What a feed from Steen.
Oh, you gotta love, he's cutting to the rim strong and hard for a freshman. You know, he's overtime elite last year. He comes off that screen and just attacks, and you can't catch up with him. There's no help side defense there to slow it down, so he's going to the rim. If the help side comes, they've got a shooter over here waiting to shoot a duck on the pond from deep.
Noles want to play with pace, and they want to create space, floor spacing. He believes everybody on the roster can shoot the 3-ball. They've got the opportunity and the ability to make teams have to think about it.
when you have to honor it, and that's the thing where his thing is at the rim, you know, play at pace, play frenetically, go till they stop you, and then spray it out, as he says, or kick it out, or penetrate and pitch, whatever you want to call it. Attack the rim and swing the ball back out if the defense closes.
The song knocks both free throws down. A member of the French youth national team. This summer, he played in the FIBA U19 World Cup in Switzerland for France. Of course, the French coming in second in the Olympics. A near backcourt violation. How about this Seminole defense? Causing a lot of chaos. Oh, a cheap foul.
He got steamed, didn't get his feet there quite fast enough. Got to let him go sometimes. That's like kind of a young mistake right now. You got a lot of energy. You got plenty of guys on the bench. That's his second foul, so he's probably going to sit down for a little while, especially since he's got such a deep roster.
He leads Florida State with 5 points in the early going. Has pulled down a rebound as well, but he's got those 2 fouls.
Got the other returner coming in, Aria Maluk, who's, as we watched him practice, he's improved his jump shot since last year.
He came up to us as a turnover forced. Did it touch the out-of-bounds line? It did on the sideline. It's Florida State's ball, so another turnover. But Alir Maluk comes up to us and goes, I can't wait for the world to find out how well I can shoot the basketball.
Absolutely, and that's where he is. He's come a long ways. Last year, he shot 55%, but everything he did was at the rim, or kind of like a 5 or 10 foot window there in the paint. But this year, he can pull it from deep if he wants to.
Robert McCray, the veteran, the senior, has the basketball, hands it off to Jones. Jones swings it around Basong. High post, mid-range, kick out. Jones, 3, off to the right, left and short. Rebound collected by the Braves, and Nick Woodard. Alcorn State wants to run. Clumsy with the basketball is Williams. Noles are hounding on defense, switching everything. Baseline drive, looking for the extra pass. Feed, high off the glass, no. Rebound collected by Basong. Noles want to push. Here comes McCray on that right side, crossover dribble. Nice pass, Maluk turns, high off the glass, count it.
McCray brought that defense in with McCray's penetration, and Maluk just stepped off short corner, waiting on that pass, and got another foul with the trap.
That is the 4th foul on Florida State for hustle.
And that's what he's got with these kids. Like Kobe McGee, especially, 44% three-point shooter. He is an absolute shooter from deep.
Pump fake, deep 3, left and short. 15 on the clock, collected there underneath the basket by Williams. And the Braves will reset. Here is the sophomore. Florida State working on a switch. Jones picks him up. 2-1. Firing, block shot. Noles can run. Fed up court. Maluk, Euro, high off the glass. Oh, he missed it. Basong attacks through some trees. Can't get it to go. Rebound, Jones. He picks up the loose ball. Cross-court pass. And the Noles will reset. Never mind. McCray fires the 3. Yes, sir. Catch him sleeping.
Hey, if you're open and you got to look with Luke Loucks, you can shoot it. But you can't give it to the big fellow in the open floor. There was one more pass that should have been given up that then they could have lobbed it to Maluk. Giving Maluk the ball at half court is a turnover waiting to happen with any big man.
Robert McCray, 2-time A-Sun first team member at JU. Just east on I-10 to Jacksonville. Floater, counted. That's a nice play there by Woodard. How about that? And Jake Morton said he's one of the most consistent performers we've got. He really feels like the Braves will have to lean on him in SWAC play this year as a foul, a hand check calls.
The pitch from Kobe McGee, and McCray just doesn't even think twice about it. Woodard's right there closing out on him, and just look how he rises up. He's a shooter first. He's running the point, but he's really a shooter and a scorer, and he's showing you right there, McCray is, what he can do with the ball in his hand.
He showed well against Alabama and Florida A&M. 21 points per game nearly in those 2 games when you average him. A career high at JU was against Stetson a couple of years ago. He had 36 of them. Luke Loucks telling us he's a pure scorer, and he's become such a good facilitator for his teammates in his college career.
The Columbia, South Carolina native can absolutely sky. So at some point to see him launch and go up for a dunk, expect that in these games this year if you're watching Florida State, because he can get up for his size and just shock you.
He had 26 against Alabama as he knocks down the free throw. in the first exhibition. A Seminole team that surprised a lot of folks nationally with the way they played in that game. They put a ton of pressure and led Alabama by nearly double digits late in the second half.
They were right there, you know, and speaking of McCray, he gets to the free throw line. This is what he does. He's 9 of 13 in that game in Alabama. 8 of 16 from the floor.
Luke Loucks said they'd have to lean on him a little bit and the leadership as the Noles. They are close to forcing a ton of 10-second violations here. The Braves a couple times have just gotten it over with 1 or 2 seconds left. You can see the chaos causing the spinning of the minds of the Alcorn State Braves. They foul away from the ball.
2 hands on a perimeter player, you're going to get that foul every time. And McCray right there picking up another one. And it's just so natural, especially early in the season, to put your hands on them, because that's what you're doing in practice. You're playing aggressive in practice every day, so it's hard to break that in the game. And
they will leave McCray out there. Coach Loucks was telling us earlier this week that he's going to trust some of his guys, right, to play with 2 fouls. He said, I'll have to feel it out. Some guys I got to take off, some guys I got to leave on, as a 3-ball is canned. There by number 30, Travis Roberts, the senior.
You know, and a neat story on that one is Jake Morton signed him at Jacksonville State originally and then got him through the transfer portal to bring him at Alcorn State.
It's an 11-point advantage for the Noles. McCray working there against Morris. Cross-court pass, McGee fires away from 3 and connects.
That's what he specializes in, Aria. When his feet are set and he's got a clean look at the rim, it's one of those, he makes you think of like a J.J. Redick guy from deep, because he can just drain that ball once he shoots it.
Third team All-Colonial Conference at Drexel, where he averaged 14 points per game a year ago. He was 3rd in the Colonial in 3-point shots made last year. Another turnover forced. That being McGee, who is having those prolific numbers from beyond the arc. This Seminole team now, though, Jacob, has forced 8 turnovers here in the first half. 7 turnovers as I look to my stats. They've only committed 1 turnover themselves.
And that's a good number, and that's what's going to make Coach Loucks happy, because he was concerned about turning the ball over just from a perspective of you want to limit them. And set feet, launch deep, Aria. Boom, baby.
Is that NBA range? Has Luke Loucks seen that a time or 2?
Yes, he's been watching that for quite a few years now, and he's not afraid to let his guys shoot from that deep when they practice every day. Kobe McGee's in the gym 24/7, it seems like.
Through some contact, tipped up, no good. Offensive rebound, Alcorn State kick out. 3-ball, that's good. It's Nick Woodard who buries it from the right wing, and Woodard, he's got 6 points. Stats update, he's got 9. He's made 4 field goals. That is his first 3. He's got 2 rebounds as well. Alcorn State shooting it well from beyond the arc early. 4 out from 7. Oh, baby! Lajae Jones, a hammer on a Tuesday night in Tallahassee.
Hey, heads up, stop penetration. If you don't stop the penetration, Lajae Jones is coming to the rim.
Highlight from Jones, streaking down the middle of that lane. 39-23. Under 8 to play in the first half. At the low block, shot is up. A foul called. It'll go against Jones. Working against, that's Woodard. It looks to be a little shaken up. But the Seminoles bringing the fireworks early here in Tally.
Turns it down, goes down the middle, and just rises up over the defense to flush it on down home. Also has got some great experience working for Coach Schwartz at East Carolina and Ray Harper at Western Kentucky. He worked for Haith at Miami, but he was on Coach Ham's team from 2000 to 2002 at Miami as the point guard. And he was a pretty good little point guard.
He was telling us, taking the job over, he said, look, it's another can of worms being a head coach. He's trying to figure out the NIL space, trying to figure out how to put a roster together. He said, I had to sift through what we had. Guys want to get into the portal. I'm adding people late in the game to my roster. He said, we're going to learn throughout the first couple of weeks before SWAC play. And he said, what a juggernaut we're going up against in our first one.
Oh, he told me, he said, if I'd have known I was going to have to play this pace of game, I don't know if I would schedule this game. Because it's so different than what you play against, and that's what Coach Loucks is trying to do.
Long rebound. Braves, Swinton with the block. He pinned it against the backboard. Noles now on a return in transition. Steen cross-court pass deflected, but it's picked up by McGee. Pace stays high. Somerville kick to the corner. Swinton tries again. 3-ball. That one off to the left. Back iron, and it's cleaned up by Woodard.
I like that aggressive offensive rebounding by Florida State, but also great box outs by Alcorn State. It's a battle down low.
It's been a battle here tonight. Another foul called. Is that one offensive? It is. Well, two different refs have two different calls.
Swinton comes out of nowhere, and he just got such a leaping ability to go up with both arms and not make contact and slaps that thing off the glass, and Steen wraps it up and pushes it.
So great job defensively there from Swinton, but a foul called on actually Florida State. Two different officials, one called offensive foul, illegal screen, the other called the foul on the Noles. In the end, it goes against Chauncey Wiggins. And now the Braves are in the bonus, and they will be for the next 6 minutes and 45 seconds until halftime. 1-1, rattles out, no good. Rebound Swinton, one of the returners from last season's team for Florida State. Swinton from Cabin John, Maryland. 6'6", a lot of length, athleticism, shot over 35% from beyond the arc 1 year ago. What a pass! Steen flushes! Oh, it's McCray to Steen, and the Noles are hyped.
Court vision is what you have right there. Going through the defense, McCray, but Steen doing what you got to do, staying right there in the attack zone, short corner, and was great pass.
Steen leads, second on the team in points with 7. McGee leads Florida State with 9 points. It's a 17-point advantage. Active hands from FSU, trapping and switching. Feed to the interior, torquing his body, connecting. Jamil Morris, soft touch, and just laid it in.
It was a tough break with the defense right there. Over there trapping in the corner, and no one was there to help on the weak side.
Wiggins calls his own number for 3. Left it strong. Florida State now 5 of 11 from beyond the arc. Shooting it well, though, 45%. Luke Loucks telling us they would like to attempt at least 32 threes per game, because last year that was the top mark for attempts by UNF, who led the country. Contested jumper, good defense, cleaned by Steen.
I called some of the Ospreys games last year, and they would just flog it from everywhere.
Wiggins!
Talk about coming from everywhere. Wiggins down the middle. What a finish.
Another timeout taken by Coach Morton and Alcorn State. It's a Florida State team now riding high. They've got the fans up on their feet. And the defense again leading to offense.
Such court vision once again. McCray showing us, throws it over the defense. Wiggins, baby, up strong. Just doesn't it, the one power dribble, strong finish, not trying to do too much. Just what you want to see. 8 assists already for McCray. Coming in with that opening night, you got to love that out of your guy that's running the point for you. If he's got that vision going, you're going to have a pretty good year. Loucks is over here talking to him about keep doing what you're doing, keep the pressure up. You know, we're doing what we want to do, keep attacking. You know that's what he's working on. He's got to be happy with what he's seeing. And Coach Morton's over here just trying to get his guys to settle down.
Well, Luke has to be excited about getting Robert McCray V here in Tallahassee. He averaged 5 assists per game last year for JU. He's got 8 of them already in the first half. He got like a young Chris Paul on the court for the Seminoles, but a lefty version.
He's from South Carolina, and B.J. Mackey's from his hometown, another phenomenal player. The same similar skill set, but they're both big-time athletes for guards.
Good ball movement for the Braves. Pump fake leads to an open shot from beyond the arc, too strong. Rebound, that's McCray, he's got it. He's gonna push 1-on-3. McCray dribbled it, and it is off his own leg, out of bounds.
Off to the races with 3 guys in front of him. He could have turned that out and left it because he had 2 more Noles running right behind him.
Under 5 minutes to play in this first half. There's been plenty of action. Noles press. The Braves able to beat it. And now they're going to pull it back out. Morris and Alcorn State will get into their offensive set. Another foul called. And we figured early on in this season this would be something that happens in college basketball. If you watched opening day yesterday, there were a ton of fouls and a ton of free throws. There have been some different rules added this year, freedom of movement type of rules that have gone into place, and you're seeing teams trying to adjust early on. Expect a lot of whistles early in the season especially.
For sure, and you've got these officials, Aria, that they're just trying to enforce what they've been told and emphasized. They have meetings before the game. They get directions from their supervisors of what is important and what they need to key in on. And you always see the new rules this early in the season. They're going to be called, and they're going to try to train you in the middle of the game.
Well, Florida State and Alabama in that scrimmage in Birmingham combined for something like over 70 free throws between the two schools.
And that's one of the hardest things. We mentioned it earlier in the broadcast is you're going against each other in practice. You're basically fouling each other in practice, and your coaches aren't really calling the fouls because they want you to play hard. And so you got to reel that back in and not foul during the game.
McCray using the right side of the lane. The Noles are in the bonus as well. And the foul called on the Braves, so the Noles will go to the line for 2. Actually, it will be a 1-and-1, as that's only the 8th team foul on the Braves. It will go against Lancaster. So McCray will go and try and earn the bonus. Robert McCray last year against Queens in a game attempted 14 free throws, connecting on 11 of them. And like Jacob said, he can really get downhill in a hurry, as he's got one more and has the ability to put pressure on a lot of opposing defenses at the rim.
And that's, with his athleticism, is what makes that pressure even more of a problem for his opponents, because he's got the ability to elevate and finish over bigger, stronger, taller athletes down low. And he's not intimidated to go at you and try to go right through your chest.
He's now got 8 points, 8 assists in the first half. McCray, who began his career in the ACC at Wake Forest. Florida State 45-28. They lead Alcorn State. Here in this opener, the Noles will actually play 2 SWAC teams to tip off the season. They play Alabama State on Friday night, right back here at the Tucker Center. Jacob and I will have the call.
And it's something you really want to do as a new coach, because you want to get your guys some reps against teams that your talent level may be a little higher. You know, it gets you some sort of comfort level.
The trap there, able to relieve that pressure. Lancaster attacks, shot blocked. Oh, foul called on Somerville before the block. Boy, Maluk came flying from the weak side.
Hey, you know, in games like this, everybody's trying to get their block shot. And Somerville runs past him, kind of could have done a better closeout, and he wouldn't have got the penetration. He's got to slow down and tall up in front of him. That's what Coach Loucks sitting there, you can see with his hands. He's telling him, close out on him, don't run up on him. That's kind of a rookie mistake at this level. And I know he's coming from UMass Lowell, but the ACC is not UMass Lowell.
Lancaster misses the first one. He'll have one more. Lancaster, who began his career at Niagara, actually came to the state of Florida for junior college basketball, played at Miami-Dade, where he was a 35% three-point shooter a couple of years ago. He was a McDonald's All-American nominee when he was in high school at St. John's College High in Washington, D.C.
And Coach Morton was saying he needs big things from him this season.
Wiggins, 3-ball, that's big. And the Noles looking for big things from Chauncey Wiggins, the Clemson transfer here in his senior year.
He's been on some winning teams at Clemson, a contributor on teams that have made it deep into the NCAA tournament.
Active hands from Miles. Basong dives on it, looking for a teammate, gets it to Maluk. Noles want to run. Miles sticks, waits, and connects. Nice patience from the freshman. They really like Cam Miles.
Cam Miles played against some big-time competition out in Arizona, and he's not new to him to be against high-level athletes.
Luke Loucks telling us he brings some swagger and attitude to this Florida State team. Another foul on the Noles. That is the 10th of the first half. But it's all Florida State early on opening night here in Tallahassee. We'll be right back on 2 years at JU. Two-time A-Sun, first-team performer. Jacob, what have you liked most about the way he has operated Florida State's offense in the tempo that Luke Loucks wants?
His unselfishness jumps off first. 9 assists to 1 turnover. His shot selection, he's 2 for 2 from the floor, 1 for 1 from three-point line, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. He's just a consummate leader, and what you want somebody with a transfer. That's what they got at him, and people forget he spent 2 years at Wake Forest. Played half the season and then redshirted before he transferred to Jacksonville. He is an ACC caliber athlete.
Nice feed inside, Steen, shot blocked from behind. McDaniels rising high to get it. 19-point advantage for the Noles. Kick to the corner, 3-ball launched and connected. Oh, that was pure from Shane Lancaster.
A good closeout by Somerville too. Didn't phase Lancaster.
Under 3 to play in the half. Florida State looking for a strong finish. They talk about the middle 8 in basketball. Final 4 minutes of the half, first 4 minutes of the second half. Not a good sequence for the Noles as a jam. That's a terrific sequence there for McDaniels.
Coach said he was the best leaper on the team, and he just showed us with that little windmill dunk.
Tyson McDaniels, the junior from Columbus, Georgia. Under 3-hour drive from Tallahassee to get to Columbus. I'm sure he's got some family and friends.
I'm with you right there. I'm looking over there trying to see who's cheering for him right now.
Miles through the contact, and he lays it in. Oh, if you blink, you'll miss him. Cam Miles really brings an attitude to this Florida State team as just a freshman from Chicago. That's how they play in Chicago, isn't it?
You're right about that. They call him at 6'2". He doesn't look that tall, but just like that, threes are getting fired up from everywhere here, Aria.
How about this Braves team? Fearless. And another 3 from Lancaster. He's got a couple here in the last few moments.
When you close out, you got to close out beside the shooter. You can't. That's a young freshman mistake, flying straight at your shooter to contest it. You want to fly right by him and wave at it. You intimidate him with the pressure if you're flying by. You can't run into a shooter.
That is on Basong, his first, team's 11th of the first half.
But he's young, and Coach Loucks, that's what you see him right there in the corner of the screen. He's coaching him up right now. That's what he does in practice. He is a player's coach, and he is all about the relationship.
And the relationship allows Lajae Jones to pull from 3-point land there. He connects the Noles, now 6 of 12. And as the stats update, now 7 of 13 from beyond the arc. It's a Seminoles team that wants to shoot the 3-ball, hoping to nearly double their attempts from 1 year ago. 55-39 turnover, traveling violation. That is the 9th turnover of the first half for Jake Morton's Braves.
Pressure makes you make bad decisions, and that's why you pressure people to speed them up and make them do something they don't want to do, and they kind of get nervous, and hence you get the walk right there, and that's a check box for Luke Loucks and his squad.
McGee straight away, 3 off to the left, rebound collected there violently from McDaniels. He's gonna push, big step, he lays it in off hands. That was pretty. How about the talent from Tyson McDaniels? Timeout take. Daquan Davis against Miami when he had 10 back on January 8th. And you've got 9 right now in the first half by Robert McCray.
It's not like he's gonna quit passing the ball.
Wiggins straight away 3, it's pure. Oh, Chauncey Wiggins can let it fly. He's got 12, he's in the double figures to lead all scorers, and Florida State pushing nearly 60 points in the first half.
But ultimately what you love as a coach is to draw your play up and your kids to run it properly coming out of that timeout. It's a really good action to get that open look for Wiggins.
Final moments of this first half, maybe one possession for both teams. 3-ball, count it, oh that is nice. That is number 30. And Travis Roberts has shown pretty well here in this opening stanza.
And a good closeout by Kobe McGee. He flew right by him, did what you want him to do, but just such the poise from Roberts to sit there and just drain that 3.
How about Alcorn State? On pace for almost 90 in this game. The Seminole team who will try and run this shot clock down as much as they can. There is some time difference. Wiggins fires a 3 straight away. No, long rebound Miles. 5 with 4, he's fouled. With 4.4 on the clock. And that should be free throws. It is. It's a 1-and-1. As that is the 9th team foul for the Braves. Got 20 total fouls in this first half, Whistles.
Well, there's a lot of activity on defense, right? And the way Florida State plays, they keep the pressure coming, so you're going to get the fouls. There's no way around that. But then the pace and the attacking from both at the rim is getting us a lot of fouls.
Miles not going to get the bonus. There's some time left. Half-court heave in the air off to the right. And an entertaining first at Pitt. Adrian Autry at Cuse as well. And so you've got this brotherhood of ACC guards and ACC players coming back to their alma maters, or at least in the league, coaching here over the last few years.
And that's because they've got experience at this level. They feel like they can help. And it's an age group where these guys are. They're at that age now because they've already played that they're ready to lead these squads into this new era of NIL basketball.
Nice pass from McCray, collapsed two defenders, and he fed it to Steen for the bucket. You can just see McCray, his entire skill set on display. So crafty, the veteran. 62-44, Florida State. Leading by 16 points early going. On the turn, the shot, it will rattle home for Woodard. And he's looked really good. He's at 12 points in this game. That leads Alcorn State. The teams trade buckets. Wiggins, he attacks off the glass, the hoop, and the horn. And Wiggins to the line for the and one.
That is not what Jake Morton wants to see, but it's definitely something Luke Loucks wants to see. The first possession here, attacking like that and getting that foul. But it's smart. He just rips it and attacks. You better move your feet, defense, because those guys are going after the rim. And Wiggins did a nice, soft bank shot off the glass. We talked about his experience earlier at Clemson. He brought a lot to that squad. They went to the Elite Eight. You know, he was a key contributor up there, and it's ACC experience for Coach Loucks.
He's got 15 points on his Seminole debut officially. Wiggins. That Clemson team last year, 18-2 in the ACC. They got upset by McNeese State in that first round. As the trap comes from Florida State, the Braves break it. This will lead to some chaos there for the Noles defense. They get away with it on the missed short shot. Jones! Oh! He nearly blew the roof off the building. Now he shoots from three. Why not?
Right in the corner with his teammates. He gave him a pump fake like, are you going to do something about it? And they just watched him, and he just pulled that thing right in their eye. Whoa, baby. Shoot it.
J-Rod, I thought you and I were going to be on YouTube for the next couple of years. I was going to come unglued.
I was about to jump over the table and high-five somebody.
20-point lead for the Noles. And Lajae now with 10. He's in double figures. Florida State's got 2 players in double figures and a few more who are inching and creeping towards it. I've enjoyed watching McDaniels play here today. He sticks with that one, and he lays it in. High energy from McDaniels.
He's done a lot for the Braves.
Steen able to lay it in.
And you know, what you're going to see happen here in the second half is the conditioning of Florida State is a next level where Alcorn State is. Alcorn State has not had to push the ball in practice. They hadn't got these many reps.
Turnover there for Alcorn State. Quick correction by me. That was McCray who had the layup, not Steen. Noles lead by 20. How about Lajae Jones here?
Hey, here's a really fancy, good missed highlight reel right there. But then he just says, I got your highlight right here in the corner. Boom, deep. The teammates fired up. Got the bow and arrows out. I feel like I'm watching archery over there.
Wiggins back to the line there on the foul. That is on number 7, Woodard. That is his second foul. Three different players have 2 fouls for the Braves. One has 3. That's Amari Hamilton. Foul trouble for Florida State. McCray does have 3 personals and 2 fouls apiece for Jones and Steen. Here's Wiggins. Triggers, knocks down the first one, the senior from Atlanta, who actually scored 22 points against Florida State in 2 meetings last year for Brad Brownell's squad. His career high is 19 back in 2023 for the Memphis Tigers. He's pushing that here. He's got 16 with one more free throw on this trip. You mentioned that Elite Eight as he connects there and has 17. What does that experience do for Florida State?
Well, you know, we talked about it earlier about winning championships and collecting hardware and collecting rebounds from McCray, but it's like you want a guy on your team that's been there and done that. And that's what he brings to you. He's talked about it. He can talk to his teammates about it.
Long rebound there for Jones. Got caught in no man's land and bailed out by the foul on Jeremy Ellis. And Ellis couldn't believe it. But both guys went up. I think both a little prematurely didn't know what they wanted to do. And well, Jones will take it.
I don't think Jones was expecting Ellis to jump that high. And Ellis is such a long athlete, and that's something
right.
Jake Morton told us about, was how long and lanky and athletic Ellis was. And so it contests there, and it just looked funny, so something had to be wrong.
Somerville lets it fly. Nothing at the bottom of the net.
Nothing funny about Somerville right now. Whew, I don't mean to step on you, Ari. I'm rusty. You know, it's early in the season.
No problem
for
at all. Somerville's got a couple of threes. And the Seminoles now in the double figures, double digits on threes. 10 of 19 for FSU. That ball deflected out. It's a 13-0 run for the Seminoles as we take another look.
It's that step, ball fake, one dribble step to the side. This is a patented move right there for a shooter to clear space and set himself.
Davian Williams on the attack. Long pass to Lancaster. A hand check foul on that drive.
Put his hand on somebody penetrating, like we talked about earlier. They're going to call these fouls early in the season. Once you get deeper into the season in the league and the ACC, it's a little different situation. But now they're calling everything, trying to get everybody in the mindset.
Near interception for McCray. Leads to some open passing and an open jumper. And McDaniels knocks it down. Tyson has 12 points. Tied with Woodard. Jones, kick, Somerville, three. Off to the left, rebound for the Braves. And they'll push it forward quickly into the up court, into the front court there on the attack. Through contact, no. Staying with the basketball. And a kick for a mid-range jumper. They got nothing but air. Pace picking up yet again. McGee will let it fly. That rims out.
We expected this from Loucks and his Seminoles. They got the green light to shoot it anytime, anywhere. This is a good-looking shot for Kobe McGee. He can make that shot.
Tell you what, J-Rod, you and I are both preparing for NBA games at some point in our careers with this type of pace. Really teaches you how to get your calls and your stories in efficiently.
That's right.
These guys are moving. Three ball, top of the key. That one's good. Nice looking shot for Davian Williams.
He's not intimidated.
He scored 15 points in a game last season for the Braves against Florida A&M. Another in-town team in the SWAC. Had 13 against OU. Wiggins straight away. He likes that spot. He's confident. He pulls. And Wiggins with a new career high 20 points. And not just with Florida State, but in his career between two schools.
Both ACC schools.
Oh, talk about high-flying Jeremy Ellis.
we talked about his contest a minute ago. He's going up to the next level on the elevator, folks. Just throw it up and let him catch it.
We asked Coach Morton for adjectives, and when we got to Jeremy Ellis, he said dunker.
Right.
I said, oh, that's efficient. You're right. Wiggins wrapping around, creating space. That's pretty. Chauncey Wiggins. He just took Jeremy Ellis to school.
Wiggins is like, hey, he's riding back. He's on my piggyback right here. Come on, give me a foul. But not only can Wiggins shoot threes, but he can finish down low, too, with the contact.
Chauncey's got 22. Florida State leads by 23. Williams, ball fake, hop step, pivots. You can't do it that way.
2 feet can't land at the same time. If you're going to pivot, you got to land both feet opposite.
Step. Well, it's a Seminole team under Luke Loucks that wants to launch from beyond the arc. They want to do it early. They want to do it often. And that's going to be a change from what Seminole fans are accustomed to. The Noles last year attempted just over 19 a game. Tonight, they've got already 22, and he wants to get over 30. And we talked about the goal, at least 32 a game attempted. is what Luke Loucks would like to see. He told his team in film review that earlier this week in practice while we were there.
And they're on pace, and you can tell when they bring it down, he wants them shooting in the first 8 seconds if they have a good, clean look, and they are pulling the trigger when they get it, and moving the ball freely, too, and not taking erratic, wild shots.
He's got to be happy with the 50% mark, 11 to 22 from his team. He felt like in the exhibitions, his team didn't shoot as well as they were capable, and he told him that as that move, back iron. Told him in that film review, he said, look, guys, we're getting clean shots, we're getting open looks, you got to make them. As Bassong on the attack, he's fouled. Aggressive drive to the rim for the Frenchman, Thomas Bassong.
And that's what he does. He's athletic. He wants to attack. He's got to work on his jump shot. That's coming along, and that's going to take a little bit. As a freshman, that's not a big setback. But he rips it, and he's not afraid to go in there with the contact. And it's like he couldn't really explode there because he got hit down low. But that's what he does, and he's going to bring an asset on that because you're so used to the guy on the perimeter being a shooter, and he's ripping it and going right by you, so it's really confusing for the defense. But, you know, and you talk about this Alcorn State team, and you got to be kind of excited if you're Jake Morton where you're at. You're getting to the free throw line is something you want to do. That he's in the rebounding battle right there with Florida State. He shouldn't be happy with that. His assisted turnovers are pretty fair and even.
Miles is three. That's not going to be there. Offensive rebound, Somerville. Now a tie-up. Ball is loose. Braves come away with it. Coach Morton's got to be happy about that.
The guys haven't give up, and that's what he said. He wanted them to compete and run his system. He has a system. They're breaking down the press when they don't turn it over.
Baseline drive, and taking his eye off the ball was Roberts.
That's a hard move, Aria. When you drive baseline or when you drive any time with the ball, you rather have a shot or a good look, because if you leave your feet with nowhere to go with it, it's a turnover. And right there, we just saw that. Roberts was right there waiting on it, but my man left his feet and couldn't get it to him in a clean pass.
Would he have been better playing off 2 feet and trying to draw a foul?
Yes, he should have set himself off of 2 feet to then go up and make a play versus a floating 1-foot jumper flying out of bounds. You could turn into a coach, Ari. I like it.
Oh, I'm learning from you, my man.
Polishing you up.
Bassong, 3 ball. He can't connect there. That was from the right corner. Terrific look. A leak out and a dunk. That counts. I heard the rim rattle.
They'll take it. I thought Bassong was going to block that thing from behind.
I think Davian Williams would tell us, no, I dunked it. That is indeed what I did. That's a jam. 78-57. Williams in double figures now with 11. Floater, no. Steen, stick back, blocked. A scrum underneath the bucket, and Alcorn State will have it going the other way. Strong move to the basket leads to a foul.
I like Lajae Jones right there. They talked about how tough he was in practice the other day, and he made an aggressive play on the ball to not just foul the guy and let him get an and one. He wrapped that thing up, doing what you want your guys to do when a guy's got a layup. If you're going to foul him, foul him.
So 10 points, 5 rebounds for Jones. He's also picked up his 3rd personal foul. It was a nice move to the basket by Lancaster, who Coach Morton thought could be an X factor for the team, because he's able to stick that free throw there. Coach Morton comes in late April after Landon Bussey, the former head coach, goes to Chicago State after a really nice couple of years for Alcorn State for Coach Bussey, where they won 2 regular season SWAC titles. And Coach Morton, Jake was telling us, I call him Jake, just from our relationship from last year with him in Tallahassee. He said it's a whole new ball game, man. It's brand new, trying to organize trips, meeting the needs. I told you earlier, he talked about NIL. He said, we don't get any. And so I got to work with some businesses in the state of Mississippi to try and find these guys some stuff. But he's optimistic about what he can do in the future here for Alcorn State, a team picked 10th in the preseason SWAC polls. How about Miles? Cam Miles in his bag. Jab step, attack, and now they'll reset. Williams, crossover working against Somerville, picked off. Jones into the front court, foul. And a smart one from Jameel Morris to stop the break. And probably a highlight dunk for Jones. Cam Miles and the Noles flying high here on this Tuesday night.
The young fella putting it on the floor, getting by the defense, baby. High off the glass, softly as the pillow.
Between the pros and the college ranks, he said, I've got to be way more patient. He said he had Steph and KD and Klay Thompson who knew the mistakes they were making, but I'm learning with these guys, you got to coach them, then recoach them, and have some more patience. As Jones doesn't miss that time.
It doesn't take a lot of patience to watch Jones finish at the rim. Woo!
My goodness, Lajae Jones, a human highlight reel.
22 points for Jones. First Seminoles since 2018 in the season opener to drop 20. PJ Savoy in that game in 2018.
Nice step back three by Woodard.
Woodard says, I see your 2 with a 3.
Miles dribble drive, fade away, jumper, Miles. Oh, that's pretty. Cam Miles showing you the full display of talent here on his debut. He's got 10, he's into double figures. Four Noles now into double figures, led by Wiggins with those 22 points. Mid-range jumper, how about that? That was impressive. Henderson showing you what he can do, William Henderson, the junior. And Jones with an assault at the bucket here just moments ago.
Just wide open, no defense. He sees the promised land and takes it to finish it.
Miles, 3 in the air, too strong. Offensive rebound, Basong, and he sticks it in. Cleaned up by Basong, and now he has 6 points. Florida State running away with it. You wonder if this pace and tempo will start to tire the Braves as they continue. They've played hard. And some individual talent from guys like Tyson McDaniels as that foul will go against Alir Malouk. Tell you what, the SWACs maybe need to be on alert a little bit. Don't be too asleep on what Alcorn State has under Coach Morton in his first season.
Hey, he's handling the pressure of this game and the style that Loucks has installed with the squad he has, and Luke's getting a lot out of what he has. You know, he said he wanted shooters and athletes, and he was conceding not to have a phenomenal big man because it's so hard to put a roster together in this NIL space without the bank, you know, so to speak. But he's done a good job putting a good roster together to be very competitive with his style of play.
Morris working against Swinton. Stops. Swings the ball to Williams. 2 on the shot clock, 1. Williams got to get something up. Off balance heave, and a fantastic defensive performance from the Noles there on that possession.
Defense, you know, they want to get stops. 3 stops makes a kill. They want to get 8 kills in a game. That's kind of the theme now in college basketball, and everyone's kind of nicknamed it the same thing. It's getting those stops to create what they call a kill stop.
Jones dipping on reverse. Lajae Jones, how do you do?
Such a tough kid. He goes in there and he's nonchalant every time he makes a play. It's like it didn't even happen. He's just getting back on defense.
And that assist to McCray as a foul is called. Let's take another look at this. No look.
It's just take what they give you. That's what Coach Loucks is trying to get his kids to do. Whatever the defense gives you, they give you a baseline drive, go take it. And that's a heady move by a veteran to use that protection with his body and up and under and use the rim as protection.
13 assists for McCray. That foul was on Swinton. That's a new career high. His previous was 9 when he was at JU in a game against South Carolina State back in 2024. Shout out a good buddy of mine, Austin Veazey, former manager here at Florida State as well. He's tuned in. He's locked and loaded, ready for a new era of Seminole basketball as well.
Oh, I'm sure he's fired up. He's had it's you know, not everything's going perfect right now in Nole Nation. He's happy to have something that he can report on.
88-64. The Noles On top of the Braves, timeout taken by Alcorn State. And we're going to step aside as well. A couple of other Noles are stuck on 9 points. It's been a good night.
They're going to double them up, and it was 13 assists in 21 minutes. That's a key stat for McCray.
I mean, it's impressive, man. And they're getting it from everywhere. You look at bench points, and the Noles have 24 of those. Robert McCray, there's just been a steadying presence, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah, and it's going to be a committee situation where everyone's going to contribute. You're going to get a different guy kind of stepping up every night because so many guys can score, and whoever's got that mismatch on the perimeter is going to get to shoot those threes.
Under 9 to play on this opening night. McCray with those 13 assists. McGee on the catch. Now McCray, ball fake. Swinton calls his own number for 3, left it too strong. Loose ball, rebound, Braves. McDaniels was wary of the trap, was able to dribble handoff to Williams. Woodard. McDaniels working against McGee. Couple jab steps, kick out, quick launch, 3-ball, left it short.
It's good offense, just got to make that shot. He got the defense to commit and pitch it to the corner for the open look.
Swinton, terrific feed to Maluk. And a reach-in foul as Woodard just grabbed him.
It's a great interior pass around the defense. Maluk diving to the basket. Young fella got to go through that contact. He'll go ahead and get those extra 2 points. It's kind of frustrating as a coach. Sometimes you're like, don't just accept the foul. Go through it and get up and strong. But Maluk's a kid that shot the ball really well last year from the free throw. And 71% is really good for a big fella.
Knocks down the first. And he had some big starts 1 year ago, as you see some subs for Florida State. But Maluk got starts at Duke and Cameron at the JPJ at UVA, and you saw flashes of immense athleticism at that size. A hustle, a tenacity, was an elite rim protector for FSU. And I remember talking to Coach Hamilton at a couple of different shoot-arounds last year when I did the Noles games, as he misses the second. Ball is loose. I'll save the story. Somerville, ball fake, lefty trigger, you bet.
And it's all key by everyone connected, diving on the floor. Loucks had a big-time season his last year in college at the point guard position for Florida State.
That's storytelling at its finest. Noles trap here leads to a turnover. Somerville just rips it away. Noles in transition. Somerville thought about the 3 of Wiggins. Mid-range, Jay turns, pops, ribs out.
Wiggins isn't passing that bad boy up. No night he's having, I wouldn't pass it up either.
Alley-oop, too strong. It goes out of bounds. But you remember that 2012 ACC tournament run? You were a part of it. Luke Loucks hits that shot against Duke in the semifinals, the step back. Everyone knows about it. Earlier that season, he has the no-look pass to Mike Snare in Cameron for the game-winning 3. The shot heard around the world for Florida State fans everywhere. He has been a part of some seriously big moments for Leonard Hamilton, Florida State's history.
He has, and even going back to like when he was even coming off the bench, backing up Derwin Kitchen, who's sitting over there, an assistant coach on his staff. And it's like he had that calmness about him. He was never nervous and always just had this ability to be in the moment and not get worried. And you can see it as he stands on the sideline. He's stoic. He doesn't have the Darth Vader look of Leonard Hamilton, but he's got his own look. And right there is his banner he hung up there. You know, Derwin Kitchens was part of building that as a player also. And right beside of that was one of his other assistant coaches, Justin Linder, his banner with the 2020 team.
There's a Seminole flavor in there to this staff.
Everywhere.
Underneath the bucket, shot blocked. Oh, Shah Muhammad, who just entered the game for the first time. Number 4 on your screen, the 6'11" junior from Queens, a borough of NYC, of course. Played at UMass last season. Elite rim protector, got called for the foul there.
And then a well-traveled young man, too. He's had a couple different schools under his belt, but UMass was his last stop, and he played against these Noles last year. We played against the Noles last year, not these Noles. But he's a nice addition for his athleticism and his length down low, because you're going to need that body and what he's got the ability to do in the ACC play and shoot in a week at Florida.
Yeah, you're going to need him, no doubt. His 4th stop in college. And that has become the norm here in Tallahassee. There's the block. Oh, they call it goaltending.
It's worth it, though. He lets everybody
know.
know.
The leaping ability.
He just let everybody, all the Noles know, the fans in the crowd know, I'm about to block some shots.
I look over to the Seminole bench, and Lajae Jones had surrender cobra, 2 hands behind his head. How about a press here from Coach Morton and the Braves? That leads to an open 3 off to the right. And Alcorn State tiring out. You can see the legs starting to fall. As this drive, McDaniels torques his body, rebound Wiggins.
The bodies wear you out, and the athleticism wears you out, and the quick decisions wear you out. But I do like Jake Morton still coaching and still executing.
The game has gotten a little sloppy at the frenetic pace over the last few moments. Woodard, ball fake, jump stop, hangs, count it, and 1. I tell you what, Nick Woodard going to be a force in the SWAC this season.
Hey, he's another kid. He's from Macon, Georgia. He's right up the road. He's excited to be here. He's down there just ball faking in the paint, staying settled, getting all the Noles up in the air with the ball fake. It's a smart play.
Woodard was at Stony Brook 1 year ago. Before that, a 1,000-point scorer at Southwest Tennessee Community College in the JUCO ranks. He was actually a top 40 JUCO recruit a few seasons ago. Not able to connect there. A rare turnover for McCray. And the layup is good. It's Morris who's able to convert. A little sloppy from Florida State over the last few moments. A 6-0 run from the Braves. 3 turnovers for the Noles in the last 2 minutes. Still just 7 on the night. 92-70. Seminoles organizing. Now offensively, Jones, ball fake, doesn't use the screen. Reverse layup blocked. McDaniels able to pin it against the glass.
Jones got that shot off on McDaniels earlier. McDaniels not letting him get away with it twice.
And a foul on the drive. It'll be away from the bucket. But that will be the bonus free throw, 1 and 1. 7th foul on FSU. What have you noticed over the last 2 minutes that either Alcorn State has done well or a teaching moment that Florida State will have in film review?
Well, Florida State's gotten a little out of control. Like they're not playing the same game they were a little bit ago. And Alcorn State is not giving up. Jake Morton is still coaching his team. He's doing a good job. And in fact, this early in the season, he's got to be excited with his execution. Now, he doesn't like a result. He's down 22 points. But his team's doing what he wants them to do, and that was one of the keys he told us for him to feel successful when they got on the bus tonight to leave the gym.
I think Coach Morton will like how his team has at least played 35 minutes or so into the night. A 36
cents. But I appreciate, and that just shows you his teamwork, supporting his guys. And Coach Prue played with Coach Morton back in high school growing up. They grew up together on the hoop circuit.
That's a good note there by you, Jacob.
Hey, man, you know.
So,
homework.
Opening night, man. Pace yourself. You got some good stuff for Friday for us, too. Aria Masudi, Jacob Ridenauer, our entire crew. It's been a fun night in Tallahassee so far. Luke Loucks' debut as a head coach has the Seminoles pushing 100 points here with just under 5 minutes to play. We'll see if they can get to the century mark. That is a turnover there for the Seminoles. It's a 7-0 run from Alcorn State, but we were a part of some of the film reviews that Florida State had last week as we prepared for this one. He said, look, if you guys execute the offense, you can score dang near 100 or more on anybody.
Well, he's on track, and he's close to his three-point attempts, and there's a lot of time on the clock, so these guys are not going to stop shooting it.
Basong, active hand, showing you the athleticism. Coast to coast, it was tipped from behind. It'll stay with the Seminoles.
The young Frenchman, the way he shot that gap right there without fouling, he never made that full contact, kept his arm in the passing lane, and kind of tipped it out so he could go get it. It's a good play. You love seeing something like that from a young guy, especially in game number 1.
I think one thing that is shown as Basong lays it in on he missed it. That was a terrific pass. I just assumed he'd make it. Now Steen, he'll show you the three-point stroke. That's too long. Offensive rebound, Jones. And the Seminoles reset. Now McCray on the attack. Another nice pass. He has been a complete distributor. Complete control and command. It has been Robert McCray's night. That is yet another assist for the transfer. He's got 14 of them.
As a floor general, you can't ask for any more. And he's unselfish, and he can give it to he knows who he's giving it to and where he needs to deliver it. He knows Steen's not above the rim. He puts it right in Steen's chest so he can go up strong.
Mid-range jumper, back iron. Steen fouls. As we're at the under 4 media timeout. It's been all Florida State here tonight. And an FSU team primed for yet another win here on opening night.
The leadership right here with the penetration. And you know, Steen doing what he's supposed to do as a big man with the finish. Former staffers and support staffers and coaches, Michael Fly, Chris Kent, and Perrin Foote. He's left the foundation kind of in place, so he's got similar culture, and he can bring the new vibe to it with Luke Loucks, the coach here at Florida State.
Is Luke aware of your talents?
I don't know. Like Luke's a little young to know all my secrets, you know, but Michael Fly over there, he's seen my sketching. He'd start laughing if you told him I had a sketch. They'll see it when they watch film, they'll get a chance to talk about it.
I like what you were doing there. I could really feel the essence of that art, a true Picasso. Just need some wine and some cheese and charcuterie board, and we really get it.
Let's go, baby. I got a few more at the house.
Got to put it in the Louvre.
It might get stolen there.
Is that too soon? I'm not sure yet. That's Tomas Bossong.
They're about to get that ball stolen if they're not careful. And Steen with the takeaway.
Speaking of the French, Bossong. Jones, you know what he can do. He's throwing it down with mean intentions.
His expression is so stoic. I love it. He just makes big plays and just runs back down the floor to play defense.
Oh, and a hand check there by Bossong.
Ron Gruber was letting him play. Smart move right there, kind of let the game go, but back on Jones. He just goes at the rim, you know, and just turns around, jogs down the floor. Just look at that attack, two-handed slam. He's a great leader. They said he's the toughest guy on the team. I could see it. His expression just reeks of toughness.
He was a JUCO All-American back at Barton Community College, a Kansas-based JUCO. And what's cool about that is his dad, Jackie, was also a junior college All-American at Barton.
Wild, isn't it?
So the Jones family has multiple All-Americans at the same school. And now Noles fans are happy to have Jones in Tallahassee, where he comes after a year at St. Bonaventure, where he was a true star. And he really does have an NBA-type game when you look at the 3-and-D. Long, athletic, shoots it at a high clip, and has enough offensive skills to be able to play off of that.
And you nail it right there. His skill set and his game, the smartest move he did was come to the ACC. He's going to get experience, he's going to get exposed, and if he delivers, he's going to put himself in a position to get paid next year at the next level.
And check.
He's still getting the checks, baby.
Yeah, everybody's working through the rust, man. Refs, players, you and I here on the call.
But you got a veteran crew here, and they know to control it. Don't let the checks get out of control, because you let too many hands get going off. Next thing you know, people knocking each other down.
And so it's a bonus opportunity now for McCray. You know, talking to Luke Loucks, he huddled his team today at shoot-around. And he told them, look, we're going to be the best conditioned team in the United States. He said, you're not there right now. I promise you, you're not. And you can see that in spurts, I think, tonight. The Noles are still trying to work into game shape. And he said there's good shape for normal humans, good shape for athletes, good shape for basketball players, and then good shape for what I need you to be to play at this tempo and at this pace. And it may take a month for Florida State to really get their legs under them.
Yes, and he wants, through all that, he wants them to stay efficient, patient, play at pace, play in space. He's got all his little key phrases, and he's so smart about it. Look at this running in practice right there. Luke's right there with him. He's like, hey, I'm not going to ask you to do something I won't do. sprinting down the sideline. He didn't run that fast in 2012. What's he doing right here in 2025?
He finds every avenue to create a mental edge, right? They miss a free throw, and he's talking smack to them as they're shooting free throws. Him and Justin Linder really get into it at these guys. If they miss, they got to run. They have competitions. Loser has to run. As McCray into the open court, behind the back pass, jam! And that's going to cap off a beautiful night here in Tallahassee. Robert McCray, an artist on the court.
And feeding the young fella following him. Basong right there. No better way to get a freshman fired up than to get a good two-hand dunk in his first game.
The century mark for the Seminoles here tonight on Luke Loucks' debut, a taste of what's to come. Turnovers into fast break. McCray Jones.
Oh yeah, I was throwing the pass for him. You can see it coming as they're running the floor.
Blocked shot by Steen, and he's mean mugging. After that one and that rejection, how much fun has Robert McCray V been here tonight? He's got 16 assists.
The behind the back, through that traffic to corral that ball and not really lose balance, and then just wraps it up. Such a team player with the freshman finishing. And then the lob over the top, man. That's a beautiful sight to see for a coach.
A block shot there, but a foul on Maluk, and Basong was there with him. You think the teammates are letting him know he's got 16 assists?
I bet that young fellow is counting. He's too smart. He's on top of it. And that's how he is. He tells you he's unselfish. They've had to tell him to be more aggressive. And that's, you know, the fact that you got to tell one of your best players to step outside the box sometimes, that's saying a lot about the character of Robert McCray V.
He has been appointment television here tonight. Those of you who didn't make it to the Tuck, you got another chance this week. Come watch this team play Alabama State. I'm telling you, if you like the three ball, if you like fast pace, if you like dunks, and you like pressing, trapping defenses in the full court, then this Florida State team is for you.
You won't get bored, and as Coach Loucks said, it's going to look reckless early. But heck, he hadn't had a lot of turnovers. He's got to feel good about his recklessness tonight.
McCray was looking for assist number 17. I love that he gets to the rim and he's passing up on the shot to try and run that assist number forward.
You know, and he's one of those guys, he can make a play when he has to.
Maluk! Alir Maluk with the absolute two-hand jam.
And Alir Maluk's the kind of guy that can make a play too when he has to. But McCray, he's going to keep his team involved. And then when he needs to, he'll take the shot.
Polling was Williams, not there.
But McCray's a kid too, talking about the next level. He's got to be able to distribute the ball to play at the next level because he's not that tall to be a shooter.
McCray will do it himself there. That rattles out. And he was mad at himself. You could see it. What a night for McCray. 12 points, 16 assists. He's tied the school record for assists in a game. And a foul, 45 seconds to go. And do you take McCray off here and let him get a standing ovation if you're Luke Loucks?
That's about what's about to go down, 100%.
There are fans already on their feet, anticipating. And I see Jalen Crawford getting set to check in. Tallahassee native from McClay High School. Son of Adrian Crawford, Florida State former hooper and now radio crew member. Well, Crawford came in, but not for McCray. And Basog's going to gladly take a round of applause.
The freshman making some big-time plays here, getting everybody excited about his youthfulness.
It's a Seminole team that's going to move to 3-0 all-time against Alcorn State. First meeting since they played back in 2005, where Al Thornton had 31 points that night. And Luke Loucks. Crawford, three, come on now! And Dad is loving it. Right to my right.
The young fella off the bench, just great penetration and awareness of your teammates to pitch that ball to the young fella off the bench.
Robert McCray, new program record with 17 assists. What a night for Florida State. A note that I really loved about FSU coaches and their debuts is you see McCray, a hug from a former point guard himself. And an electric night from an electric player who is poised to send Luke Loucks to 1-0 on his debut, to join Don Loucks, J.K. Kennedy, Hugh Durham, Joe Williams, Pat Kennedy, Steve Robinson, and Coach Hamilton. All Seminole coaches in the history of the program have won their first game. 108-76, a Tuesday night they won't forget in Tallahassee. Robert McCray shines, Luke Loucks has his first win in his first game as a Seminole head coach.
And he's got to be happy, Aria, with what he saw. His kids